How's it going, guys? I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This? Oh, man, how you guys doing today? We are on the last leg of our Van Damme movie month.
Van Damme it, I want more.
Honestly, we were almost running out. Besides, we did Time Cop.
Right, I mean, there's 70 bad ones. But...
Universal Soldiers. Yeah, okay, so besides Universal Soldier, I think Time Cop was more like sort of off his blockbuster hits, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we for this month, we really picked sort of obscure or less watched.
Yes.
Or probably less United States successful Van Damme films. Because we could have done Bloodsport, we could have done Kickboxer.
Right, the classics, but everybody's seen those.
That's not what this podcast is all about.
Yeah.
So for today's episode...
Who watches this? Not, hey, we watch this too.
So, we didn't tell you what the episode was going to be about last week, so we have to tell you what it is now, otherwise they're going to be like, what are you guys talking about?
We'll just go on without saying the title.
We watch Maximum Risk. It is the second time that Van Damme has played himself twice in the film. Not himself.
No.
Twin. Second time, right?
This is the second time he's done it.
Yeah.
But he holds the Guinness record for playing himself in 2 different parts in more movies than anybody else.
What? Are you serious?
Yep. Apparently it's like 8 different movies where he plays.
He's pulling double duty?
Double duty.
So he beat out Eddie Murphy? Oh, no, but Eddie Murphy's playing just different characters. He's not playing himself twice. Okay.
Yes.
Because I think Jackie Chan's done it like only once in Twin Dragons.
Right.
I just feel like it's a really tiring like role to do, right?
You're working twice as hard.
But you also always have to try to talk like someone is there.
That's true.
But that wasn't really a big issue in this film.
Right, because he plays one part and then...
that one dies. Spoiler alert for this 1996 film.
and it happens like 3 minutes in. So.
Oh man, but he
like 10 minutes in.
Well, we get a pretty awesome was it like a French? Like they're like in some France or Paris town. No, Jesus Christ, Paris. They're in France. It's somewhere in France. Paris is not the entirety of France. It actually says like
outside of France or outside of
Paris.
Yeah. It has a little thing at the beginning.
A European country.
Yes.
But that chase scene was pretty dope. Like it was like it also kind of reminded me of the chase scene from Bourne Identity, where Jason Bourne is I think there's something really cool about like the European like aesthetics.
Right, and it is much more than just like driving down a street and having somebody chase you, because it's always those real thin car barely makes it down kind of like pebble roads.
Oh right, the cobble pots or the cobblestone roads and all this stuff. I think that's what makes it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah,
because it looks like a nightmare to drive in Europe. I'm not gonna lie. Like, at least in these smaller cities.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're supposed to be roads. They're probably like bike paths.
Well, because I think like a lot of these like in this. Okay, so in the very first, we're just gonna go into it. In the very first, in the very first scene, we see Jean-Claude Van Damme playing like his brother again, but he's being chased by 2 FBI agents. You don't know why. He's just being chased, so he's running.
Do we even know they're FBI agents at this point? I think he's just being chased by 2 guys.
Yeah, he's just being chased by 2 guys. One's super out of shape. He really shouldn't be able to keep up half the time.
Right. And he's the one that drives most of the time.
Yeah. But, so we get some really cool we get some pretty good stunts in here. Like, Van Damme, He tries to like jump over like across into another balcony.
Right, a little parkour stuff.
And, but everything's old as shit in Europe, so like it's already it can't handle the weight of the muscles from Brussels. All right. So it ends up breaking. He gets down. He commandeers a Vespa. A transport Vespa.
Yeah, an interesting little almost like it's like a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, it's like transporting like farmers market stuff. So
yeah.
Vespa has this other line that they're not divulging in the American market.
We should bring him here.
We already hate the Vespas that are on the street. There should be a separate lane for them.
We'll just make parts of the town where it's like Vespas only.
All right.
Vespas and those little smart cars.
Those smart cars, they look like a bad idea, all right? I just want to say this. That if you're in a smart car and you get in an accident, you should just already have your will the moment you buy a smart car.
Right.
There's no way you're surviving that. Okay, you know where a Vespa transport would work out? Like, it's probably like a hipster spot like Portland. Or just like...
I'm sure that's where they're big. The same place smart cars are big.
Okay. So we get a pretty awesome chase scene. They go through the city, the streets of France, but then in the end, what's it called? Van Damme, he gets knocked over a cliff type of area. Like the two guys chasing him, the cops, they smash into a car, but then he flies off the rails and then just like totally crashes into a guy's car.
Right through somebody's windshield.
Yeah. And
head first.
Was it head first? I thought it was like the whole body.
Well, it was mostly the whole body, but I thought it was the
you know what? I think he got Gwen Stacy. That's what happened because he smashed into it and then his neck whipped. It was like I call that the Gwen Stacy for you fans.
That's appropriate.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And then he passes away. He dies. Right.
Yeah.
And so as they're like putting his body into the ambulance, this French cop comes to another area where there's like a funeral, and we see another Van Damme with shorter hair.
Right. A little cleaner cut.
Yeah. He's definitely cleaner cut. And then his friend hugs him. He's like, "Oh my god, I thought you were dead. I can't do it."
His French friend.
And yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I almost fired him because he told me you died." And you're like, "What are you talking about?" So he brings Van Damme to the ambulance, and then Van Damme's like, "Oh my god, but two, what's it called? Matter of the same cannot share the same space."
Right, and he's just like, "This guy looks so much like me. I must have a lost brother."
Yeah, so we get a cut of him going to his mother's house, and she's all like, she's explaining why she couldn't keep both of them. I can't remember why she said.
She had twins, and she was just broke and like destitute, and she wanted to love both the kids, but she just knew that there was no way
she could afford both.
So a lawyer from America, or was America?
Yeah.
From America offered to buy one of the children from her, and that way she had enough money to take care of the other child. And it was just like a...
Oh, she didn't even choose. That was the thing. That's what she said. She's like, someone just took him from America.
Right, and I only got to keep you because you were crying, and he didn't want to take the crying baby.
I wouldn't either.
Right.
No. Yeah, but so he goes. He starts to like want to find out why his brother was murdered, and so he gathers some leads, and he's like, "Oh, I have to go."
Did we say he's a cop? He's like,
oh yeah. So like, okay, so he gets a background on his brother. He's a part of a gang or a mafia.
Yeah.
But then you see the parallels between them because the Jean-Claude Van Damme that we follow throughout the movie is a French cop.
Yes.
Right, and he's like pretty, like he's well decorated because he was
in the military.
He was in the military. He was a sniper in the military, and then he was also in the newspaper getting an award for being a good cop. I don't know.
Cop awards.
So he ends up wanting to find out more about his brother. So he heads over to America, where he's from. and then he finds an old place that the last listed address that he held. And so as he's trying to make his way in there, he gets stopped by some youth. And they're kind of like
like punk hoodlum kids.
But it's really weird though, just because like this guy is like white, they want to stop him. Like, you're in the wrong neighborhood, friend.
But I guess maybe he's the clean cut brother, and so maybe he looks like kind of like a rich.
Oh, like he looks like an easy mark.
Yeah,
maybe, yeah. But then the super of the building ends up stopping them, telling the young kids to go away, and he confronts Van Damme. And he's like, they just don't know who you are, man. We thought you forgot about us. Van Damme's like, I'm not him. And then...
and so it turns out that's the neighborhood that he grew up in.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like the...
Well, he was all like, well, you know, your brother was white, so he had to be tough being in this neighborhood.
Yep.
And, I mean, I can attest to that because, you know, if there's, like a gang... and there's one white guy in that gang, you don't want to mess with the white guy because he's crazy.
Right. He has to be.
But he sort of gets an update from the super, which was really weird. I don't know why the super knows so much about one tenant's life. Do you know your super?
I don't, but you know what? Like, I guess I wouldn't have followed anybody. But I was like... My neighbors growing up, I knew like a ton about them, but they probably don't know anything about me like since I moved out of the neighborhood.
Oh man, but yeah, so he ends up the super ends up telling him like, oh, you should go to this one club.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe you'll find out more because your brother got into a gang because he wanted to make more money. You know, just normal everyday gang things. So he ends up going to the gang, and everyone's sort of tripping out because he's supposed to be dead. Oh wait, no, they don't know. Actually, they don't know. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, there's a little spoiler. Only the FBI agents that chase his brother knows.
Right.
But as he's going through this whole scene, the mafia the Russian mob that he worked for, were just surprised that he was there.
Right, because he had disappeared, and that's why he was in France, because he was running from the mob because he was going to try to clean up his life. That was the plan, with other twists that we'll get to soon. But that was so. When he left America, they thought he like defected from the mob, and so they're like, yeah, you don't leave the Russian mob, or the Russian mafia.
Okay, yeah. So he's in this Russian club, or like lounge or whatever, and then a waitress takes him away, which is who we find out was actually Mikhail, or the New York Van Damme. We find out that that's his fiance, I believe. Yeah. And like, he does not try to push this girl away as she like forces herself on him. Like, well, I guess in my mind, maybe he's trying to get information out of her. And it'll be easier if she thinks that she's Mikhail.
Yes.
Or New York Van Damme.
Right, but she just wants to be all kissy on...
Well, because he's disappeared.
On New York Van Damme's face, yeah.
But Van Damme doesn't stop it at all. But she tells him to leave because, like, these people at the club now know that you're here, so they're going to want to get you.
Right.
But Van Damme leaves the club, but then he gets stopped on the outside by 3 Russian gang members. And, you know, he disposes of them in good old Van Damme fashion.
Right. Yeah, rather quickly.
Oh, then what happened? Oh, then he goes to the hotel.
Well, is that when he takes the cab and meets the crazy cab driver?
Okay,
I don't even know if that's much of part of the story, but he's in there a few times.
It is, so yeah. Okay, so when he gets to New York, he does get this crazy cab driver guy, which is like really weird. I think he kind of reminded me of Michael Rappaport. That one, one Irish guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, he's like a cab driver, and he's like writing a book, and he's like, hey, you're kind of interesting.
And he's writing a book, and you're kind of interesting. The guy is on, like, I don't know, like lines of speed and hasn't slept in like 17 days. and he's driving a cab to try to find
an interesting
ideas for his book that he's eventually going to get to when his brain slows down enough that he can think.
But I'm afraid that if his brain slows down, he will just go into a coma.
Oh yeah.
But this guy sort of acts like Deadpool's cab driver.
Right.
Because then, okay, so it was earlier in the day he had this guy, but then later at the nightclub, he's there. Like Van Damme summoned to him with some fucking call. I don't know, but he escapes. He
makes a comment that he's like not stalking him, but that this is the most interesting person that he's met, so he wants him to kind of be the star of his book.
So is that why? So he's just following him then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because every time he gets out, the guy's like, "Don't worry, I'll wait here," and he's like, "No, go home."
You should take a nap. Maybe stop doing lines of coke.
Go home and write the first chapter. He's like, no, I'll wait here for you.
Well, I guess because then it's 1996. No one has a cell phone. How is he gonna reach him? Right.
That's true.
And so he takes Van Damme to a hotel that he knows his brother has stayed at plenty of times, which is I don't know where he got I guess he got it from the super, right? The girl.
The girl gave him a room key.
Man, there's so much I miss in this film. So many little small intricate details. Yeah, but he ends up trying to get the room that they always get, but it's unavailable. So he gets the room across, right? And so she ends up meeting him up there, and then again, well, she knocks at the wrong door, and then he gets her. Right. Yeah. And then she again forces herself onto him. Yes. And he lets it go until she takes off her top.
And then it's like, okay, well, let me tell you the truth because I am a cop and this is kind of rapey.
Right? Because in her mind it's somebody else. Right. So yeah. So they end up not doing it because he finally stops it. Yes. This is almost like a Shakespearean play. But then he finds out that the guys from the nightclub, the head boss guys, Ivan, I believe his name is.
Because every Russian
mob
his name is Ivan
or Nikolai.
Yes, right. There's usually both. Right. I think there's both in this one too.
But they storm the room. They find out that they're not there because they have to get the other room across from that one, and so they escape. Right? Right.
Yep. So they run out the window while they question the front desk on hey, have you seen this guy? Has he been in here? And then the front guy at the front desk is like, nope. And then they punch him and he's like, oh, yes, he has been. You should go to his room and not the room you just went to.
Wait, so do you remember what happened after that? Because I watched this movie yesterday, I swear, guys,
So they're running across the roof.
Yeah.
And so they're following, they're chasing, and they go in, so they go to another building across roofs, and they bust through the door, they run down the stairs, and it's like a strip club kind of club.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
it is a strip club, yeah.
And so then...
they shoot up the strip club,
They shoot up the strip club.
Poor strippers.
I know.
They're just trying to get a college education, guys. And then they get into the taxi cab, right?
Is that... No, because there's the...
Yeah, because he's still waiting outside.
The subway thing, right?
Well, was there a subway scene?
No, okay, so they will get into the cab, but not yet. So they run, and then they're chasing down the street, and he runs up to go into the subway, and tries to jump in front of the subway.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other guy gets hit by the subway, and then the second subway car's coming the opposite. I'm bad at explaining this. The second car's coming back the other direction, so he steps on the grate, and the grate falls. Yeah. And as the police all start to pull up, because there's lots of gunfire now, he falls onto the...
Oh, yeah, he falls onto a car.
The police car. Yeah. And then that's when they get in the cab with cab driver and take off, and then Russian mob starts following after them. It's a little bit of a car chase. And
No, I think
Dolph Lundgren looking guy pulls out like the machine gun.
Yeah, and he starts spraying,
shooting up the cab.
I think that happens, and then they do the subway scene because after the subway scene he goes to jail. Remember?
Oh yeah, I totally reversed that. You were right.
Yeah. It's really hard to want to take notes on this film because there's not much depth to it.
Compared to most Van Damme movies, there's actually a pretty intricate story in this.
Well, there's a lot of moving
comparison.
parts.
Yeah.
But he ends up having to go to jail, and this is where they oh no.
Yes, because he kind of like when that's right when he falls onto the police car, he kind of basically gives himself up because at this point there's 20 Russian mob guys after him, and it's like, hey, if I get in the back of this police car, obviously they're not going to shoot me right here, right now.
Yeah.
And that's when they take him to jail.
But how does he escape? Because there's another scene where he gets arrested by the cops, and then the FBI bails him out. But then, man, this is I really forgot how this story.
Because does he just tell the police? Like he explains that he's a French police officer, and this is what he was.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out his brother's murder.
Yeah. And they kind of let him go.
I really can't see anyone being let go after a gunfight in the middle of New York.
Well, he didn't have a gun.
Yeah,
he was just being chased.
Yeah. That's my rice cooker, guys. That's where we film for the time being, for the past episodes we've done. Okay, so we're gonna have to really retrace this because there is not a step-by-step description on Wikipedia about how this movie goes. Okay, so let's say right now that they do escape the whole strip club scene. I think the cop scene, that one, we're mixing up two chase scenes.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so the taxi driver helps them get away. They go into a cabin somewhere and fall asleep.
Right, because they go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And they get in a fight, and she's gonna leave, and then she comes back, and she's like, "I can't leave you because the rule is you never stay in one place for
too long." And so we've been at one place for too long.
Right.
And so they go to a cabin somewhere, I guess in the upper New York side. I don't know where there's a cabin in New York.
There is. Right? Like once you get outside of the city, there's.
Yeah, like the upper state.
Yeah.
Right. And so they do stay at this cabin for the night.
At least a night.
Yeah. Right.
And they get cuddly and stuff.
Yeah, but there's no sex because that is his brother's fiance.
Right.
Right. But when they wake up in the morning, they are being questioned by two FBI agents.
Right, and I think that's the first time you realize that the two guys from the beginning who are chasing Jean-Claude One are FBI agents.
Well, yeah, because prior to that scene before, those two have a boss, and they're like, "Oh, we have to get those because the FBI doesn't look too kindly to people who have connections with the Russian mafia."
Yes.
So they do have a boss. So they finally find out where France Van Damme is, and they're in the cabin, and then they stop in. They stop their little cuddle session. He tries to convince Van Damme, French Van Damme, that your brother New York Van Damme was helping us try to take down the Russian mafia and the Russian mafia network, and we just need you to go to this bank where there's a safety deposit box
where.
All the evidence
in the city where he ended up getting killed.
Yeah, but then French Van Damme isn't buying it because French Van Damme is a detective or a cop.
Yes.
So he knows better. So he's putting the connections, and then as he's making more and more sense, the FBI agent was like, "Well, we'll try another way," Mr. I tried the carrot, now here's the stick.
There was very little negotiation. It was like, please help us? No? Okay, I'm going to pull my gun on you.
Yeah. Well, no, he grabs Natasha
pull my gun on the girl.
Yeah. Who, by the way, is the main actress in Species. Also, great 90s film.
Right? Yes.
But then Van Damme is right next to fat FBI guy. And so he quickly makes quick work of the fat guy.
Right, yeah, there's not a whole lot. Fatty's taking a kick to the face and he's going to be done.
Yeah. And then he disarms the main guy who's holding his brother's fiance hostage.
And main cop is he's that guy that nobody knows his name, but he's in like 75 movies.
He's always like someone squirrely or someone.
Yes, yeah. This is a very typical part for him.
I think it's because he has that weird bald thing where he keeps the side hair. Guys, I'm just letting you know right now. If you're going bald, just shave it all off. All right, there's no point in keeping the sides.
Forget the horseshoe. You're gonna look like a squirrely cop.
All right, yeah, you guys just have to let go and shave it all off. But maybe he's keeping that hairline because he gets parts with it, right?
It's a possibility.
Man, I don't know. But yeah, so he ends up disabling both of them or disarming both of them and locks them up. And so at this point, they go to his brother's house.
Right.
To find out more evidence. But it's already been ransacked by the Russians, the Russian mafia. And so he disarms the watch guy in the front of the house. He brings him inside, kicks his ass. And at this point, he's sort of like way more aggressive. Like if he was Spider-Man, he's Black Suit Spider-Man with the symbiote.
Yeah, he's tired of. He's just looking for answers. Yeah. And now he's got the FBI after him and
the Russian
and mafia. The Russian mob after him.
But at this point right now, they have to change their clothes because the APB is out on them with these clothes, and so this is where we get the first glimpse of Species boobs. Natasha, sorry, I don't know how to say her last name, but she's the main actress from Species, and she is not afraid.
We'll say she's
to
fit.
Show her boobs.
She is fit.
She is fit. We are using British slang now, guys. She's fit as a bird. I think that's what they say. But then Van Damme is in perfect shot, in a perfect spot to catch the reflection, of boobs,
and he tries to not look, but he doesn't try very hard.
And so they're getting fully dressed, and then they hear a knock at the door, and it's another Russian mob guy, and he brings him in, and he just beats the living hell out of this guy.
Right. Yeah. There's no questions or nothing. It's just let me throw him through every glass window that's still here.
He gets a mirror, and he starts trying to beat it with him. Oh, but then we get this super deep scene where the mirror's all cracked, and Van Damme looks at himself in the mirror. Oh my gosh, Van Damme. Yeah, and then this. Oh man, I'm totally missing. But this is where they do have that subway chase scene. We are skipping over a lot, guys.
So from here. Yeah. He decides he's going to go talk to the head of the of the mafia of the Russian mob.
Can you explain that to you?
So he goes and so at this point he has a gun because he got a gun from one of the mob bosses that he just beat up.
Yeah.
Or one of the mafia guys. And so he goes to go see the main mafia guy.
Yeah, the head mafia guy, right?
Basically to explain. He's like, I just want to go and, let him know that stop trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And the main guy is super understanding, and he is the one who pulled the brother out of gang life and brought him into the mafia and kind of made him like a son.
Well, he looks at him like a son.
Yeah.
But he also looks at Ivan like a son also.
Except for Ivan's a douchebag.
Well, yeah. Well, this is where he tells Ivan, like, yeah. See, now I remember this part of the movie. He tells Ivan to get the hell out because the head of the Russian mafia wanted him to bring in Mikhail, but not kill him.
Right.
But through this whole time, Ivan has been trying to kill him to just get him out of the way.
Yes.
Because after that, then he could be the head of the Russian mafia
then he'd
instead
be the
of
only
Mikhail.
son.
Yeah.
So
to pass down. So he tells him to get out because the main guy can tell that France Van Damme is not New York Van Damme.
Right. Immediately, he looks at him and he's like,
"You're not Mikhail."
Yeah. In that accent.
Yeah. So
your Russian's better than your French.
Just let me watch a French movie a little bit. Let me watch a French guy do a little bit of English and I could get it. But yeah, so they go into the sauna because they're in this European style spa, which is pretty normal. Like I've been to a couple of them before. It's like same in Korea, where they have like those kind of spas where everybody's like just butt naked in a hot room.
Yeah, they're fortunately all wearing towels at least.
Yeah, at least they're wearing towels. But for damn sure, Van Damme was like, I could go without the towels. But they go into this hot room. They're trying to talk, but then the great value version of Dolph Lundgren comes in.
Yep.
Stabs the main Russian guy, and then Van Damme has to now grease wrestle this great value version of Dolph Lundgren.
It's actually a really great fight scene.
It's almost like Bloodsport.
You have to like separate your mind from it because there's no way that once two guys are punching each other for more than 10 seconds that those towels are not just going to fall off. They're like super glued on, duct taped, I don't know.
Okay, so like, question.
Ignore that. But besides that, it is actually a very well
choreographed.
In a very small confined space. They're like in a little sauna fighting.
Okay, wait, so...
But it's also a lot of eye candy for the ladies.
So yeah, so that's where my question was going to come from. In the theater, how many ladies did you think were like, ooh, if that towel would just slip a little bit out? Yeah, but so Van Damme at this point, he's trying to fight the great value version of Dolph Lundgren off. And then Ivan comes in and just shoots main Russian head guy in the face.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal because he's still alive when he sees him do this.
Right.
But this guy, he's just like a great Shakespearean play that this movie is based on, I think.
Could be.
He shoots him to get the crown, the Russian crown. And then I think this is where we get the subway chase scene.
Okay, because then that's when...
Yeah, because then that's when because then he tells Species or Natasha or Alex, her name is Alex in the film. There you go. Alex to go somewhere else and he'll meet him afterwards because it was too dangerous for her to be there.
Right.
But yeah, this is where we get the subway chase scene, and then he falls through the boards because it's one of those over the city subway tracks in New York, which is pretty common. I've been underneath a whole bunch of them. It's really like gross, just because I feel like underneath it you're inhaling all this like crap. But he falls through it, and then falls onto the top of the car, and then he goes to jail.
Right. You're right. And then this is when the two FBI guys...
Yeah, this is when the two FBI agents...
come and bail him out.
Yeah, because they also have the girl now.
Right.
And so they fly to France?
To France,
right? Yeah. Because they need to open the lockbox.
Yes.
But then, so Van Damme is making his way into it, but then he could be the only one allowed in there because it's under his name.
Yes. Which
is really weird because they still need to check. There's like I think there's a way more tougher procedure to like getting your lockbox because they're like, oh yeah, I know you. They don't check his ID or anything, and they're like a human second security question system. When sometimes you have it for your like memberships.
Yeah, what's your mom's maiden name and what's your two names that you have on the.
But this guy just knows it.
Right.
The guy who's asking these questions, he just knows it.
he's the kind of bank teller that you want. You're like, this is the guy who's gonna say hi to me. This is the Sam when Norm walks into Cheers.
There you go. We have references for 2 generations or 4 generations at this point. If you don't know what Cheers is, apparently you grew up with cable,
right?
But yeah, this guy has a plethora of just passwords in his mind, and so he does bring Van Damme the first lockbox, which has all the evidence about the whole Russian mafia network,
right?
Which he had been collecting to bring down the mob. And then, a little side note, I forgot to mention.
And they never really, I don't know if it was really like he's trying to bring down the mob, or if he's using it as like hey, you should let me leave the mob because I have this information that I can use against you.
Well, no, okay, so, alright, so before, I did miss a little, important detail. When they're in his house back in New Jersey, or I think it's in New Jersey, he does find a clipping where his brother actually knew about him. So New York Van Damme.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
knew
about French Van Damme.
It's the picture of him getting the
award.
The award, yeah.
And so he was trying to, this is why he was trying to get out of the mafia, because he wanted to reunite with his family.
Yes.
And so he has all these collection of evidence in there, and then he gets brought a second box.
Right.
Which is it's like 3 times bigger than the first box, and it's just filled to the brim with cash, a recorder, and then a bank bag.
Right.
And so he listens to the recorder, and
and then...
Oh, go ahead.
Quick thing.
Okay.
As the guy is getting ready, as the banker's getting ready to leave, and he's getting ready to open the second box, he's like, hey, is there any way I could get a cigarette and a pack of gum?
Oh, yeah. And as that's happening, Great Value Dolph Lundgren is also there, and he has a lockbox in the same place.
Yes, he is opening a lockbox. He comes up with the idea of, hey, if I say I'm going to open one, they'll let me back into the back. At least close to the safe where I can keep an eye on things.
Yeah. And so,
because he's smarter than the FBI agents who are a little tarded.
We can't say that anymore, Kobe. They're just a little slow. They're not the smartest or the sharpest tool in the box.
Yes,
that's all. But yeah, so in the lockbox with all the cash in it, it has a tape recorder, and I gotta say it's one of Jean-Claude Van Damme's most uninspired readings. It was a little boring. But it's explaining how New York Van Damme wanted to reunite with his brother after he saw the clip of him receiving, I think, a Medal of Honor or some high prestige. He wanted to clean up his life and be good enough to reunite with him and his family.
Right.
And it also says that he's not mad at his mother because of the hard life that he lived. He understood why she had to give one of them up.
Right. Yep.
And he's like, I really hope that I'm there with you hearing this.
Yeah, and he says that too. Yeah, so
at the beginning, he's like,
I'm. If you're listening to this, I'm either dead or you now know you have a brother, and I'm standing there with you.
Yeah, and so, but he's like, yeah, this money is for you and my mother, and our mother, and I also got you this sweet ass gun just in case I am dead and you need to fight your way out of there.
Because I know that that you're in the or that you were in the military and you were a sharpshooter, and this was your gun of choice. So he's done a little bit of research on his brother. So
yeah, exactly, and so there's a lot of simulations that he's doing this because also his French friend is being held hostage by Ivan.
Right.
And outside. So, yeah, he tells the bank guy, Mr. Google over there, he's like, hey, I need you to give this lockbox to the American embassy because it's going to blow the whole lid open on the Russian mafia. But then the guy gets killed, which is a really waste, It's like, man, that guy must have been employee of the month consecutive times.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, but then this is where we get a pretty dope elevator fight with him and Dolph Lundgren, the Great Value, the 99-cent version. It's actually a pretty decent fight too, and Dolph Lundgren
again a small space
in
an
elevator.
Fight,
yeah, and he almost he almost gets the upper hand on Van Damme. He's choking him out, but then Van Damme, he uses the knife that was going to be used on him.
Right, because there's like a knife at the beginning that gets knocked out, and it's just kind of floating around the bottom of the
he slides it on that guy's foot, and then ends up stabbing him.
That was really a kind of a cool scene too, like that second where he kind of adjusts it with his foot, and then he like just pushes it straight back, and just like right between the toes.
Ow. Oh God, that looked like it really hurt. That's all.
Yes, it made me cringe a little.
But and then the elevator opens up, and everyone's like, "Oh my God," But then he explains to the French police, he's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm French." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I'm a cop too." I like that Van Damme, right? Oh man, but yeah, he's able to prove to these guys that he's actually a French cop, and so like outside they kind of circle the van where his French friend is.
Right.
The two FBI agents make away with Alex. Oh wait, man, you know what? Sorry guys, last scene, last important detail that we did miss. Before they went to France, Alex and Franz Van Damme fuck in the bathroom.
Oh, while the FBI agents are like
in the other room,
weirdly stuck, not cuddling, but just smashed together on this little tiny bed.
It's a really weird place to get really horny, I guess.
It's one of those things where he's like, well, I guess I'll do you because we're probably going to die tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yes, I didn't even think about it like that. I just kept thinking, man, my brother had really good taste in women.
That certainly didn't hurt.
Yeah, and then we get a pretty lengthy and almost soft core. Because man, Alex, the actress who portrays Alex, man, she really gives it an Oscar-worthy performance.
And we have commented and made point of the Van Damme butt scenes in every movie. There's a very camera directly on Van Damme's butt as she reaches around and gives it a good squeeze.
Oh, that's earlier.
It's not naked, but it is definitely the contractual butt scene.
Because she's all like, "Oh, you're harder than before." But yeah, this is where another. Okay, so yeah, before this whole setup of the end of the film is happening, yeah, they do have this sex scene, which also was it made me think. I was like, man, was this a Shakespearean play? Because it seems very Shakespeare. I
can.
Or a Greek tragedy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Having sex with your dead brother's fiance. That almost sounds like a really bad love novel. Okay, so back to the actual final scene. They trap the guy in the van, Ivan and his French friend. They surround it. Van Damme, being a sharpshooter,
right,
from 100 feet, shoots the driver in the face.
Yeah, with
a pistol. I'm not sure how hard that is because I've never really fired a gun.
I've shot a 2-liter soda bottle from
100 feet away.
From 100 feet.
All right.
So
and he's military trained, so
right.
Yeah. So hey, I guess it's possible. Okay, so they try to get away, but then the van flips over and starts to explode. And Van Damme was like, "No, my friend." And so he gets on top of a burning car. And
he's dedicated to his friends.
Yeah, which is, that's a good sign, right?
It is, yeah.
And so he smashes through. His friend is almost out, but Ivan's like, me first. But then his friend kicks Ivan's ass and then hops out. And then he's like, no, I don't want to die.
Right, and then they just leave the van and let it explode.
Well, there's safety, right? Safety precautions. But and so at this point, he goes to chase after the 2 FBI agents that have Alex.
Right.
Now, this is a pretty lengthy chase scene also, right?
Yeah.
because they're like plenty of it's a pretty long car scene. Then they end up crashing into a butchery.
Yep.
And then we get a really long drawn out first he disposes of the fat FBI guy. He gets shot pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think he got shot. Where did he get shot in the face? Or no, in the shoulder. He gets shot in the shoulder. So being out of breath, and he's like, I'm so tired, and he just lays there because he's been shot in the shoulder. And so the horseshoe hairline guy, FBI agent, the skinnier of the two, he ends up getting into a pretty not like, did they really get into a fisticuffs? Like, they
don't really get into a fisticuffs. There's guns for a while.
Yeah.
There's some metal poles. There's
he has the
machete kind of thing.
No, he has a chainsaw.
And then he gets the chainsaw.
And so he's trying to chainsaw French Van Damme down, but then French Van Damme, he Frenches his way out of there. And then shoots him in the dick. He shoots this guy in the dick, and then he doesn't kill him. He just wants him to live his life with no dick.
Right.
Which is almost worth. I feel like it would have been a mercy killing.
Yeah.
At this point, if you just shot him in the face.
Right.
Because I think he'd be justified too, because he's the reason why your twin brother's dead.
That is true.
But maybe because of that, he was like, I want you to live with no life, with no penis. And now he could be a full-on girl in prison. Right?
Yep.
Because at that point, he's still in the male prison, right? He's not in a female prison.
Right.
Just because he has no penis.
And he's just always on the bottom.
He's always catching. And that's where we sort of kind of come to the end, because Van Damme ends up handing over all the Russian mafia evidence. And then now the FBI guys are getting arrested. And I'm pretty sure they're going to roll over on their boss, who's also connected to the Russian mafia. Actually, they don't even have to, because it's all in the evidence that New York Van Damme compiled.
Right.
And so we come to the end of the film. His friend is like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I guess you could afford to eat here now because of your brother, huh? Which, it doesn't even look like a really fancy place. It just looks like a country restaurant. Right? But this is where we get Alex. She comes in, and she's apparently going to tell his mother all about his brother.
Right. But that scene comes across, to me, it was just so, it was weird. It was this weird, creepy, like you said, Shakespearean kind of thing. Because it was totally like, I'm going to tell your mom all about your brother and what a great guy he was and how much I loved him and how I'm now with you. And it's like, what?
Well, because French Van Damme is now just there to ease her pain about New York Van Damme.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's a total, you know what? They're in Europe. It's been happening throughout European history. Great tragedies in Greece and Shakespearean type of love stories. I could never do it. I can't even see it. I could never get with a girl that's gotten with a friend. It's like, no, that's okay.
Right. Yeah, and that's a friend, not
that's not
your brother's fiance.
And then we get the title credits. Maximum Risk, Shakespearean play. Oh, Kobe. Did you actually watch this a long time, or is this your first time watching it?
No, this is my first time watching this one.
So when I proposed it to you, did you end up watching the trailer first?
Nope. On this one, I just went
blind.
Just went in blind. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can go to our afterthoughts of the film.
I actually really enjoyed it. Like I said, I felt like it was a very well made movie, like directorially wise. It was well directed. It was real clean shots. There was no some of his movies that got really flashy, choppy kind of cut. This was well produced. Mm-hmm. It actually had a story, much more of a story than a lot of Like Van Damme is kind of known for his awesome action, and so you kind of, it's like a Godzilla movie. You're like, I don't know, stop showing me the people, show me the kaijus. Where you're like, I don't care about the story. Let's see Jean-Claude,
let's see some splits.
Yeah, kick somebody in the face. But this one, it had a real decent story. It had a little bit, twists and turns. I was really pretty impressed. You can tell this is a little bit farther into his career where he's taken some acting lessons because, not that he's still not the greatest actor, but like his lines are all clean. Like his accent isn't overwhelming.
He emotes more.
More. You got some feels like when he did the looked into the cracked mirror, and like it was well done.
Yeah,
I was pretty impressed.
Well, apparently this this director, it was his first actual American director debut.
Okay,
that's why I'm pretty sure it felt more like a well put together like a Hong Kong film.
Okay,
like an action Hong Kong film, because I think I forgot the guy's name. Give me 1 second, guys. It is directed by Ringo Lam, and so he's directed a ton of films, like Twin Dragons with Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, he's directed a ton of action films. That's why it probably felt like it was like like not a lot of like quick cuts for the action scenes. He wanted to show it.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it was pretty dope. And as far as like a Van Damme film goes, this probably had one of the more intricate storylines of like it's like an action mystery. Like why are these people trying to chase my brother? Why did my brother die?
Yeah.
And, just all of these things. So it's a pretty fun watch.
I mean, I could see this movie being made if you had like the main part. The fight scenes would lack a little bit, but if you had like the main actor was Born Identity.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, like that kind of part, I could see him playing in this movie, and then this being like a huge.
Oh, right, like right now.
Yeah.
Like
a huge hit.
But you also gotta remember, like, man, the '90s really took a lot of risk with movies.
Oh, that's true.
They came out with like a pretty like wider range of like different type of genres, different storylines. Not a whole lot of remakes.
Right.
But then now the studios don't really want to take those risks as much.
Yeah, it's easier to go, hey, that movie was good. Let's see if we
can
do it again.
That's why we have fucking 9 Fast and the Furious movies. I hate that franchise with a passion. The third one is the only actual film that has to deal with racing.
Is it the
Tokyo Drift?
Tokyo Drift, yep.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of gangs in there, but they settle it with racing.
That's true.
I hate that franchise so much. But this movie, it's very like it's sort of like very reminiscent of like a Tom Clancy type of mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw in and then like you only throw in the little additives of like him being a twin, Like, I feel like if this was a novel, he wouldn't have known that he was a twin. It would have just been a mistaken identity film until he found out that he had a dead twin.
Right.
But I guess they didn't want to order it that way. And then you throw in a little bit of the love, to really sell it to, like, a wider audience. But, I think if this movie came out today with the higher production... Especially like now, like the fight scenes are so like intricate now.
Right, but I think these fight scenes were still really well done.
I think it's because like in '96 they mixed a little bit of like jujitsu in it. They started, instead of him just like kicking.
That's true, and if this was a Hong Kong and he's been filming martial art movies, like he's probably very keyed into the angles and the length of the fight scenes and stuff like that to
Yeah. But but it's much more than his actual regular just kicking and punching, like roundhouse kicking. There's there's a little bit of grappling in it. So
right.
So but yeah, especially if you did it today, there'd probably be way more MMA type of martial arts because then you don't really see 90s martial arts now. It's a lot of mixed martial arts.
It is. You're right.
But I think it's also because those are mixed martial arts is more practical. It's something that's easier to do and more believable than Van Damme pausing and then doing a roundhouse kick. Just really old style of shooting action films.
It's so true, but there's still something, whether it's new or old, the graceful art of a Tai Chi master or the
sort of the
Jet Li Kung Fu kind of, where it's a very stylized, almost like a dance.
Yeah, but then I feel if you're watching a Hong Kong film, that's sort of what you're expecting. Your mindset is.
That's true.
I guess it's just the audience that's watching it is gonna they're gonna cater to the audience that they're filming for. Right. So if a Hong Kong director feels like it's only gonna be in China, they might be able to just do more very flashy type of martial arts films. But I'm pretty sure if a Hong Kong director knows it's going to be in America too, they're going to throw in a little bit of mixed martial arts.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kobe, how would you rate this film?
I was unaware of this film. This is the first time I saw it. I went in pretty blind. I knew that he had done some of the the twin movies, but this was definitely much more story based. It wasn't just hey, we're twins, well, I'm good, you're bad, or we're twins, we'll fight together. This was had that murder mystery kind of along with his action.
And so how would you buy it?
Man, this whole month I would love just all these movies in just one box set. I would totally do
the ultimate Van Damme collection.
Yes. I don't need all 75 of his movies, but yeah, man, we got these four, throwing Bloodsport and Kickboxer. We give him his top 10.
Top 10 greatest Van Damme films.
That would be I would Blu-ray that. That would be great. This one, if we're just buying single, I'd probably go new DVD on this one.
New DVD. Yeah, I would actually. So I would get if it was this movie alone, I get a new DVD. But if we could get this in a three movies on one Blu-ray, high def, I just want to see the girl who played Species boobs in high definition. Because you know what? I've seen Van Damme's body enough growing up. Every Filipino is a fan of JCVD. I feel like every Filipino models their game on how smooth Jean-Claude Van Damme is in these movies. But yeah, so yeah, if it's this movie alone, I get it, new DVD. I mean, it's, at this point in time, in 2019, it's really hard to get a new DVD. So that just, goes to show. I think this movie has so much potential.
Right.
If they remade this movie, not this exact same movie, but if they did this storyline, I think it would be such a big movie today.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Right. But if they did the story where he doesn't know that he has a twin brother, and that his brother, he's just being mistaken, being mistaken for him. But I feel like they've done that also, right? And then you find out, oh my god, I have a twin brother. So yeah, it's not going to be the first to do it, but I think it would be pretty cool to redo. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, well, guys, we're coming up to our hour time limit. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We will be doing a special episode next week with Colby's daughter.
Yes.
She will be picking a movie, hopefully.
Right. We were talking about it all this week, and every time I talk to her, she's got something different. So I'm not sure what it will be.
Oh, right, well, maybe it's not going to be next week, but look forward to that, guys. She is like a teenage girl. I don't know what.
Right,
I don't know what
16, just starting to drive.
Just starting to
drive.
drive.
But I have done my best to educate her on great movies, and I did make her watch a couple of these Jean-Claude Van Damme movies with me. So.
So yeah, if that doesn't happen next week, we will be starting off. We will announce. We'll probably do it before we announce what next month's theme will be.
Yeah.
Right. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Barry.
I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This?
No theme music here. That's at the beginning.
Our theme music is by Lee Rosevere, Arcade Montage. You can find it on FMA.com under the Music for Podcast 3 album.
And we're still waiting for Totino's to sponsor us with their pizza rolls.
Because they burn your mouth all the time.
Little pockets of fire.
Alright, guys. Hope you have a good one.
Thank you.